The Flash, issue 778, Jeremy Adams, writing with Fernando Passarin and Brent Peoples on the art. I know Matt's been toying with catching up. I don't suspect you have yet.
No, not yet. I'm up to the World War II stuff with Jay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. It's just weird bouncing back between Barry and Wally. This early stuff going on. And
I'll be very curious to see how you feel once it just turns into a Wally West Flash book.
Yeah.
It surprised me that I see some people on. I'm not trying to brag on the book here. It's just surprising that I see some people on Twitter talking about this book in the same way that me and Matt did with Hawkman.
Oh yeah,
it's like that people are like, no, this is like DC's best book that are being published right now. It's like low key, this really fun thing, and I'm like, it just surprised me. Again, not because it's that bad. I don't think
I'm sure it can get there. I don't know. I felt that with Hawkman almost immediately, and I'm still,
Like I said, I definitely I enjoyed that first arc, but I think it's when it switched to just being a Wally West Flash book after. Barring that one gimmick issue where it got really meta, I've really enjoyed what this has been doing. So if you remember last issue, we had Irade befriended Maxine of the Baker family. And they stuck out after dark, and there was a tease of a big hulking figure by them. Turns out to be Mammoth. Shimmer's there as well, and they get kidnapped. And because Jay's chasing after them, he actually that's maybe the silliest thing in the issue, bizarrely, in a book that has all these superpowered beings, is that young 11-year-old Jay, or whatever he is, jumps on top of the van they're driving away on and holds on like he's an action hero. I'm like,
he is Wally West and Luna Park's son, so
but it is pointed out though he has no powers right now. He's meant to be a normal kid, but whatever, we'll roll with it. So that's going on. Meanwhile, in Gem World, the entire Justice League Dark are all possessed by Eclipso and are chasing after Wally. So there's some action here as there's some darting around. Wally's covering Zatanna's mouth with Ragman's cloak so she can't say anything. Good to know that Etrigan's still rhyming even when he's possessed. So that's fun stuff. But it actually ends up being Opal, the Dark Lord, who shows up and kind of helps Wally out a little bit. And he's like, hey, we can go somewhere and deal with this Eclipso nonsense. And Wally's obviously very trepidatious, but he doesn't have a lot of options. He's in Gem World. Everyone's possessed by Eclipso. It turns out our characters, our villains here who kidnapped the kids, are working for Calculator. Because they take the kids to a hut in the woods somewhere. And it seems that he's in the business of kidnapping meta children and selling them to bidders. And I'm like, you know what? I don't know if this is actually planned to sort of sync up with other things, but this feels like it does feel very like it fits neatly into what's going on with the Bendix stuff and Superman, and that the idea that there is bidding wars and people are trying to get metas. Yeah, so they put them in these tubes, but Jay breaks in the window, gets them out, and they've dosed them up so they don't really have their powers right now. And so there's some references to speeding away that Maxine's confused about, but Jay's like, look, you're going to have to share your powers with me and give me a spark of the Speed Force. And she's like, but no, you almost died the last time that happened. It's too dangerous. He's like, well, we don't have any other options right now. We kind of have to do something. Meanwhile, in Gem World, Opal turns on Wally. Are we shocked?
Of course.
No, we're not. It turns out he actually wants to help Eclipso, and is indeed possessed with him as well. Justice League Dark come in a portal and fight him. It's this thing where it is addressed later where Eclipso's like, for some reason I have possessed. He says that he's possessed everyone in Gem World, the entire population of Gem World. He's got under his control. He's getting uber powerful, but for some reason he can't take Wally, and he doesn't know why. And Wally cracks a joke, but he doesn't know why either. So some shenanigans afoot. Ray gives Jay a spark of the Speed Force, and he is able to fight off Mammoth and the others. It's some fun stuff here. Mammoth goes to punch his fist, and it hurts Mammoth instead. He goes flying. I will say Shimmer's outfit, by the way. I don't know what you remember Shimmer's outfit as being, but she's basically just got two cups over her boobs. It's a really old school slutty looking outfit is all I'm saying.
Yeah, Shimmer just traditionally wears a black suit that kind of matches Mammoth's because and maybe a coat over it. Because they're brother and sister, I think, right? Yeah.
It's like I didn't notice it as first because she has like long sleeves, but it's like just sleeves that are connected with like a sort of almost belt going across like her upper chest, and then just two black cups.
I gotta look this up
over the boobs. So
you gotta look up her original costume. I should say. I'm not trying to be a pervert. You
don't have to try to be a pervert, Matt. You just start one. It's fine. Jay's doing a decent job fighting them off, but he then starts to feel great pain. He buckles, and Maxine gets, or sorry, not Maxine. I mean, Maxine may be slightly worried, but she doesn't really know him that well. Irie is getting worried, but when he starts crying and he says Dad's in trouble, so clearly through the Speed Force, he's seeing what Wally's going through. And at this point in the Wally story, like, he's trapped in crystals from Opal and Amethyst. Oh, actually, which reminds me, Wally had a great line earlier on where Opal says something about being like the great, person in Gem World. I'm the Dark Lord. I can do anything. You have no idea what I can do with time to prepare. I'm a sorcerer. Yada yada yada. And Wally says something to the effect of, "Yeah, who gets beat by Amethyst every other week," which I thought was a funny line. So yeah, that's the end of the issue. Is the cliffhanger. The Jay can sense that his dad's in trouble. So I wasn't expecting these two plot lines to merge in some way. Maybe they're going to try and find a way to Gem World to help him or something. But I did enjoy the kids still on their own little adventure. It's really nice for them to get this time. I enjoyed that the last couple of issues. And yeah, the inclusion of Maxine, and I'm looking forward to, because they don't know Maxine has a power yet, and Maxine has only just witnessed them use some powers. So it'd be very interesting to see how Maxine's power gets involved to save the day at some point, and it'll probably be like, oh, okay. And it makes me wonder: is Animal Man's family going to be a supporting element of this book, on and off now? Is this just a permanent thing, or?
That would be cool.
It would be neat. The idea is it's two families that have both got kids at a similar age, having them be friends. It's an interesting pairing that I wouldn't have thought of, but it'd be kind of neat. So yeah.
Is it because they're both redheads?
I mean, maybe, but that could be a fun. Imagine in the future, if this is just an established thing that Maxine and Irie are best friends in the future. So. Cool. Maybe one day when they're a bit older and they've aged them up to teen level, they can be new Teen Titans or something. That could be fun. So, had a fun time. I will give this another solid 7 out of 10 for me, I think. Just having a continually good time.